All right, so today we're opening up some source material around Joshua 23, specifically verses 1 through 10. This is often called Joshua's farewell charge.
Yep, and we're putting it right alongside some modern reflections on, daily spiritual discipline. Sometimes it's called quiet time or QT.
And our mission for this deep dive is to really unpack a tension that the sources highlight.
Exactly. It's this contrast between, say, a big emotional commitment, a high point, and the daily grind of actual sustained obedience. We want to find that path from a moment of success to a life of it.
Okay, so the stage is set perfectly here. Joshua is old, he's at the end of his life, and Israel finally has rest from its enemies, but, and this is key, the texts make it clear the job isn't done. There are still nations lingering in the land.
Right. So what's the instruction for finishing the job? Well, Joshua, he starts by anchoring everything in their history.
He reminds them what happened.
He reminds them, he says, look, your success against those great and strong nations, that was never about you. He really stresses that it was the Lord your God who has fought for you.
So success was divine, not military.
Entirely. But that then leads to what's required of them. And this is where it gets really interesting for me. Joshua gives this dual mandate.
Okay, what's the first part?
First is just rigorous, strict obedience to the law of Moses. He says, be very strong, don't deviate at all.
Neither to the right hand nor to the left.
And the second part is just as crucial, setting absolute boundaries. He tells them to avoid compromise. Don't mix with the remaining nations.
Don't even mention their gods, swear by them, or serve them. It's a total separation.
Exactly. And the sources point out that all these rules really get summed up in verse 8.
But you shall cling to the Lord your God, just as you have done to this day.
That word cling, it's so active. It's not a passive belief. It's a sustained, active connection.
And the reward for that clinging is it's astonishing.
It is. The promise is that one Israelite could put 1,000 enemies to flight. 1,000. All because the Lord is still fighting for them.
Okay, wait. That promise, one man routing 1,000, that sounds like the result of a huge, spectacular, retreat-level spiritual high.
It does.
So how do the sources bridge that massive promise with the, frankly, tedious demand for small, daily, private obedience?
That's the entire lesson right there. The sources say we fall into the exact same trap. It's easy to judge Israel, but think about it. They had seen miracles, the Jordan parting, Jericho falling, yet their tribal battles dragged on because they failed to do the practical work of conquering the land.
And we do the same thing. An emotional commitment shouted at a retreat can just vanish by Tuesday morning.
Right. That emotional memory is worth almost zero when routine life hits.
So distilling the key takeaway here, clinging to God isn't just a thought or knowing something, it requires action.
It's about physicalizing the text almost. That's why the sources detail that 7-step QT process. It forces you to select one verse, meditate on it, and then write down a specific actionable task for that day.
It links the big commitment to your tiny to-do list.
Yes. The synthesis is realizing that clinging isn't a feeling. It's building a daily structure that makes obedience a repeatable habit. You conquer the small territory of your day.
So at the end of the day, that unbelievable power one putting 1,000 to flight is directly, even ruthlessly, linked to the daily discipline of obedience.
And avoiding compromise in the small things. The size of the promise hinges entirely on the consistency of the routine.
Wow.
And this really leaves you with a question, doesn't it? If the ancient failure was neglecting the practical work, what is the unconquered territory in your own routine right now?
That's a powerful thought.
How can you make God's word central in your daily decisions this week? What does true, uncompromising clinging to God actually look like in your present relationships and your work?